So I called Alexis twice. Maybe that's her. Yep.
Hi, I'm Alexis.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for coming. I have the police report over to the office. We'll look through.
Perfect.
Thanks for being flexible.
Yeah, at first I was like, am I going to end up meeting you today?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I ended up having COVID or not. I was sick, and then people around me tested positive, so I just stayed away for a few days.
Oh, that's good.
You never know.
All right.
So I'm fine now. What's going on? How you doing? Staying cool? It's fucking hot.
Trying to. My phone, which is really weird, last month I got a notification or I got a message saying my bill was going to get cut off even though I had a double payment.
Oh.
Right when I called in to check in the Monday before last.
Right.
All the cell towers went down.
That's weird.
So, and then my sister was able to send me some cash. She paid my bill.
Okay.
And they said that didn't happen.
What?
Yeah, which is really weird.
That's interesting. Stand tight 1 second. I gotta grab this folder in here. I forgot. All right. Come on back. So, where you staying now? You're in a shelter, you said?
Yeah,
How's that going? Shitty or is it all right?
it's all right. I mean, at least there's enough room to store something and take a shower and
Yeah, there you
do
go.
your laundry daily.
So, what's the deal with this lady you were living with?
So I sent you a message.
Yeah.
I sent you. So the day before.
Here's police reports for you to read through. You don't have to sit here and do it right this second. You can.
Well, I've got the original, so I was gonna see if there's anything different.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because it just seems weird.
So she says that she asked you to move out or leave or whatever you guys were having.
And I was
some kind of
gonna.
disagreement. And then you didn't want to, right? I'm just gonna kind of summarize it.
Yeah,
And then,
go ahead.
And then I think she said she punched her. Or pushed
So-
her. Punched her or pushed her. But I'm thinking we can maybe just resolve this with like a fucking apology.
Well, so the situation is that the day before, my sister had paid her. It's funny because she's getting rent money from me and getting rent money from my sister.
Okay.
Then the day before that, on the 10th, I sent you the video too, a link of the video.
Yeah, I saw that. You're like.
That's
in the
when her
room. She's-
sister came over with a handgun, threatening me, and then told me I had no rights. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna call the cops about
How long
this.
did you live there? Remind me.
5 years before that.
That's crazy. Okay, and you guys had a
I mean, I've got text messages like,
decent relationship.
yeah,
for the
there's
rest of it?
nothing really ever weird. It was always, hey, go feed the cats or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what happened. Her sister and there's a whole conglomerate of them that came in the house that day. So I just went back in my room.
I know that. Yeah, sister and brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law and then her 2 nephews or whatever is what
Okay.
she said. And then she
Okay.
said that she was throwing my stuff out that Friday
Right.
and then changing the locks. And then she called 2 times after that, telling me to come and get my stuff with civil standby or something like that.
Right.
Which I sent Sam copies of the voicemail. I could send you copies of the voicemail too. And it's just really weird because it's like, okay, well, I don't have time to do that. And you got time to figure out to call that, I mean, obviously you could schedule it yourself too.
Right.
But that wasn't the case. And during the arraignment, her sister had shown up. So I'm still miffed about any of this getting punched or any of this stuff. This is a bit different.
Why would she say that you got punched, or she punched you, or you punched her? I'm sorry. Why would
I'm
she
not
See, the
sure.
rest of it I get, right? Like you guys are having an argument, whatever. She wants you to leave. You shouldn't be having to be kicked out. That all kind of.
So
tracks.
I don't see anything about the cell phone. There was
Yeah, and then she says you broke a cell phone or one got burnt or something.
on the original police report that I have. I still have the police report Sam gave me. There's a whole bunch of black boxes across it. It's kind of weird. This is different paperwork altogether, so it's good that I have both copies.
Well, glad you get that. Yeah, let me see what I can pull up.
So it's really weird. The deputy put her down as Brian on my
I know, I think I was
bi-weekly bi-weekly reporting schedule. My bi-weekly, not bi-weekly, bi-weekly.
The Bryn and Brian thing was for a long time. I was like, who's who?
Yeah, I know.
It took me a minute now, but now I got it and I figured it out, obviously. But
keeping this stuff around for so long. It's so weird because when I look at that police report and I look at this,
I'm gonna look at what I have because we may have a
two
second
huge
copy.
differences.
Yeah.
Let's see
So
what's
one
been
of the things
changed.
that you could do, and I was thinking that maybe a good idea, is that you testify at grand jury. So right now, your
So
case,
what is grand jury?
Yeah,
what
so
is
right-
the difference between a
right
jury
now
and a grand jury?
right now you're accused by police report and by essentially a ticket. It's called an information, right? To formally bring felony charges against someone, the people involved have to testify in front of a grand jury. It's a group of 6 or 7 people, and they hear the case. There's no cross-examination.
So I'm just confused about the felony charges because shouldn't there be substantiation of any of that? And is that for the assault or is that for? Because I didn't assault anybody, and I didn't burn or break a phone.
Well, she here's what's happened. So she said he punched me, and right now that's what the information they're going off of. Okay. So for the case to move forward as a felony, which the assault is a misdemeanor. I don't think that will ever be a felony unless some other facts come out. Breaking the phone, I don't know how they're gonna prove that.
Because she said in this police report, oh my goodness, that she put the phone in her pocket and then it caught on fire.
And then it was on fire. I
it
agree.
caught on fire in the kitchen.
And then at one point, in one report, she says that you hit the phone on the arm of a chair and it destroyed it, or somehow damaged it.
But she's in the kitchen and none of the chairs have arms. That's the thing that just confused me. It sounds like once she realized that she was gonna get in deep shit for coming in there and threatening me with a gun, then she had her family do whatever type shit.
Yeah, and the thing
If that makes any sense. Like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get in trouble for this, so hit me in the face real fast, you know? Like, that's what it kind of feels like to me.
She just doesn't seem,
Because after looking at all of our messages, it's really weird that she hasn't, like, texted me and been like, hey, are you gonna come and feed the cats?
oh, yeah. Well, it's just too bad that, yeah, so she's saying she was working from home and you punched her in the side of the face. I mean, and then dropped her phone.
This is...
She's not asking for any money back from you, which is interesting. If
Well,
you broke
that's-
her phone,
That's the
like-
thing is that, so I had her under my plan,
Oh, you guys are on the same phone plan?
and so I don't know where, it just seems really odd because the phone was $80. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
know
not a felony. 'Cause a felony
what
has
she
to
was
be over
trying to
$1,000.
do with the phone or why, you know what I mean, why the
Yeah.
phone had to get broke in the first place or anything like that.
So what I think we should do is testify at grand jury. That's gonna be a group of 6 or 7 people, 5 or 7 people, and they hear evidence about what happened or didn't happen. Okay, it's the DA would ask the state, the prosecutor would ask you questions.
Okay,
There's no cross-examination. I can sit with you, but I can't speak,
okay,
okay? I mean, I can speak if you ask me a question, but I don't get to ask you questions like you see in a court, like on TV, right? It's not like a trial.
okay,
So it's just a group of people in a small room listening to the facts or listening to the evidence, and then they vote on whether or not the case should move forward or not.
okay.
So
And
they
then
would listen
so
to
what-
her, they would hear her, and she'd probably
Okay.
say, Nicholas and I were roommates, and then he's, something happened, and then he punched me and broke my phones. I don't, however she would say it, I'm not sure, right?
Gotcha.
She'll say whatever she says, and then you would say whatever you would say, no, we had a disagreement, and she called the police.
Well, yeah, that was
Or
really weird
whatever
because she went to work and then I was getting ready to go to work and then all of a sudden the cops came and I was just aloof of what was going on there.
The other thing I could do is I could try to have an investigator reach out to just kind of compromise this case with her and make it go away. It may involve you having to apologize for something you didn't do. But that could
Well,
be-
would that be some
that
sort
could-
of omission of guilt where I get some sort of charges?
No. Well, not
'cause
if I
that's
do
what
it-
it seems like. That's
There-
what it seems like. I've been accused of something and then it's like, now I can't, it's hard for me to get a job because I got an open case supposedly.
Right, it's really hard with
And
the
then
case.
now with this whatever impending felony thing, and it's really weird because when I talked to Sam, the first time I talked to Sam, he was trying to push me into expedited case resolution,
Mhm.
you know, and he's like, "Oh, you must be really scared because you're homeless and all this shit." And I
No.
was like, "Come
I
on,
mean, there are
man."
benefits to the expedited, resolution. I'm not
No,
gonna-
something just felt
it's
weird
not
about
for
it.
everybody, yeah.
And so, the thing is I'm trying to look at the original police report.
Right, and I'm glad you're keeping your papers so
I'm trying.
well, I know.
Very hard when
It's
it's
hard,
all
it's
soaking
really
wet
hard.
and it's raining all the
I know, it's
time.
really hard.
I've been accused of carrying around dope. People think I'm carrying around dope.
In your bag.
So I wish. Get out of here. Here you go. Here's your dope. It'll at least be worth something.
Right, yeah, really. No, these are just like court papers.
It's just a bunch of fucking court papers. Okay, hold on.
Oh, that looks like it.
Okay, so I love the redactions. I haven't seen so many redactions.
Yeah, you may see
since-
different redactions from different offices. We're supposed to redact birthdays, phone numbers, addresses. I don't know. I don't do the redactions, so I don't really.
It's just funny.
But yeah, it's funny.
Okay,
It's
so
funny when it's it's like your own address, and they redact it because it's an address. I'm like, you know where that is.
oh my goodness, there's so many pieces of paper. I guess I've got to sit here and go through. I didn't have a chance to go through and make sure to pull out the one
Well, that's
where I was
okay,
like
and we
reading
don't
the
have to,
officer's account. It's really weird.
You know, I don't want you to feel rushed. You can like sit with this in your own time and get through it, and we can meet again. But I'm thinking we need scheduled times for you to testify at grand jury.
Sure.
That
Okay,
way
these
you
are
get
my.
your side of what happened out, and then it's up to the grand jury to decide, are they even gonna charge you? Cause sometimes the case goes away at grand jury, not always.
Okay.
But I could also have an investigator reach out to Bryn, right? Bryn.
Yeah. I just thought it was really interesting how she was just concerned about me getting my stuff out, and then it became clear it had nothing to do with any of this. This
Yeah.
is just all insult to injury type stuff, you know. And it's like all my stuff is gone now, which is great. I had a coin collection, I had my bike, I had all my personal belongings.
Yeah.
I had all my
You've lived
documents
there
and
for a long time,
yeah.
yeah, it's like shit, all your stuff is
and
there.
then it's like it was in March or something, or in May. That's when somebody had obtained a passport in Washington County in my name, which if I would have taken the expedited case resolution, that's the first thing. I would have went to prison for that.
Oh.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I would have went to prison for that. They wouldn't have. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
So that's that type of shit where somebody's like, oh, this is gonna get you in trouble.
Right.
You know, like, because there's no other reason why.
Well, tell me a little bit about you. Where are you from?
I'm from Oregon.
What part?
I was born in Medford, Oregon. I
Medford.
grew up in Phoenix, Oregon.
Phoenix? Where the fuck is that?
It is one, if you are heading from California into Oregon, it's the
Mhm.
first exit.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to get there from the south exit.
Okay, interesting. Oh, you have to come, okay.
Yeah.
How long you been in Portland, big city?
So Mom and I moved up here in the early 90s.
Okay.
And it
Did
was
you go to
like
high school
fucking
here?
favorite.
What are you?
I went to middle school here. I went to I went to Whitaker Middle School.
Okay.
So right off of 42nd
In
Killingsworth.
Grant?
No,
High
I went
school?
to Jeff.
Jeff, okay.
And then it was like a whole bunch of like Prince of Bel Air stuff. My mom was like, "You gotta leave. We gotta get out of here." So I moved down to Eugene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just you and
South
Mom?
Eugene High School. Yeah.
Oh, so, and then you moved to South Eugene High School. Okay. How was Eugene?
It was good. It was an okay town. We were staying at like off 19th and Pearl. Stayed
Okay.
at DePaul housing.
Okay.
It was just like Section 8.
Okay. That's fine.
It was pretty
Where's your
cool.
mom now?
She moved out to Forest Lake, Minnesota with my sister.
Oh, with your sister. Okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
why there?
Yeah, so
Okay. You still talk with them, but you're
Yeah.
not obviously not there.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of work are you doing, or have you been doing? Or do you
I've been trying to keep working at just general. I've been calling labor works every
okay, so
day,
you're just
which
doing
is
like labor
just
ready stuff.
it's just really goofy.
It is.
Yeah.
When you do have more consistent work, what kind of jobs are you doing?
I was
Labor?
working at Fred Meyer's, believe it or not,
Okay.
before all this. I was working at the gas station there off
Okay.
92nd and or 99th and Gateway.
Oh, Gateway one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good little gig, but so you need to get you some more stability.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Apparently, this thing is the one thing that's holding me
It
up.
probably is. And
That
that's what we
not
gotta
having
get
a car to
figured
drive out to Sherwood. I don't know why Labor Ready would have you call at 6 in the morning
out and say,
and hey, can you go out to Sherwood
"Can you be
today?
out here in an hour and a half?"
Yeah. Or wait till 2:30 and be like, hey,
That's
can you
crazy.
head out to Gresham and work 12 hours? And it's
Yeah,
like,
like,
oh wow, that's totally conceivable. Yeah.
Uh,
I was a warehouse manager at Eastside Van and Storage for a long time. That's why they were the last people I would
Oh.
ever call.
okay. Yeah.
That's exactly why, because you can't send somebody who's half dead to do something. Not even stand there like a paperweight.
Okay, well, I want to schedule time for you to testify, then you can just tell in your own words to the grand jury what happened or didn't happen. Does that
Yeah,
sound
because
like a
I'm
good
just
plan?
totally miffed here, and I know that she was trying to get me to move out in general, which is fine, but there's also a lot of other issues with the whole place, and so I was just concerned about, you know, what's going to happen to her other than that, you know. It was in
Yeah, she
like
reports that she
October.
thinks that you were having maybe some mental health issues or something.
It's hilarious that she says that, because in October they came to do a on-site inspection and
Like
give
the-
us a 24-hour notice of entry,
Oh, yeah.
and the property is actually owned by a different person, and then
Okay.
you own the actual house.
The house, that's right.
So they don't have the authority to come in and do any of that
Yeah,
unless you're in an apartment.
interesting, right. It's
And
kind
then
of
so
different.
that day I was going to go to a job fair. This is right before I got hired at Fred Meyer's.
Uh-huh.
And then that's when she started up with the whole I've got mental problems, because I was like, well, somebody's got to be here. You know what I mean? First off, somebody's got to be here, because the landlord person came and gave us a document. I recorded the entire thing, which is
Yeah.
really odd. It was the assistant general manager who showed up,
Okay,
which it's not an apartment complex.
sure.
And
Yeah,
then they had somebody come by with cameras looking underneath the place. I thought that was nuts. I didn't believe them. But the neighbor right across the street, Kevin, had watched that happen. So I said, hey, you know, it's kind of weird that this is happening. You should get some sort of verification, because this is something that's happening when somebody's going to sell the property.
Right,
But technically, the
Yeah,
paperwork
where
that
you
they
guys
handed you is for an apartment,
interesting.
because they can't just have a 24-hour notice of entry in a mobile home.
Right, yeah,
It's a city inspection thing. So the city comes through and decides if it's dilapidated or not.
Sure.
Now, in her part of the house, which is all the other parts of the house, there's stuff stacked about this tall. She's a hoarder kind of person. Everything's kind of like locked in time. She calls herself the crazy cat lady, so she's got 25
Yeah, there's a
cats.
bunch of cats, right?
You know, and the problem is that they're all like little people. You know, they all need attention and love and affection and stuff like that. And
Well,
it's a form of abuse to not, you know what I
To have
mean?
that many,
Well,
or to not care for.
to not care
'cause
for
you can't
them
care
all
for
the
that
way.
many.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't. You just
You
can't
can't.
have that many. It's like having a million kids. You can't.
And
Can't
you
raise
know, they're all mentally, they're just like little kids. You know, they're all just little.
Yeah, they're little
You know,
animals.
Yeah, they're just. Anyways, that, and then the squirrel thing. There's a squirrel that I was feeding. It was great content. You know, sitting there filming the squirrel, and then one day it had like this patch missing on its back that was really too clean, and it started acting weird. And then I called animal control, and she started telling me that there's 2 forms of rabies.
Okay.
I've never heard of that in my life.
I have no idea.
She started sending me screenshots of, you know, she was looking it up online saying, oh, look, I found it on Texas's health department website. I said, there's not 2 forms of rabies. I said, I'm calling animal control. I said, I've been feeding the squirrel for the last 3 months, and out of nowhere, it's scaring the cats. The cats are on top of the car.
The squirrel there anymore.
Well, no, she thought I was nuts because I was calling animal control to get rid of the squirrel.
Oh.
I was nervous of the squirrel. I was a coward, supposedly. Which I was like, have you been outside? Have you been bit by the squirrel? You know, and it's happened a couple times where I've been like walking through a park and squirrels just randomly attack people. So rabies does go around squirrels. You know, you got to be careful.
Sure, I would imagine.
You
right?
don't
Yeah,
just-
all kinds of outdoor.
Yeah,
things
exactly.
Probably. Cats are probably less likely, but outdoor cats could probably get
Well,
it too.
bite, just like
I mean,
animal
like any of
control
that stuff.
said, if they get bit, if
Yeah.
they get scratched,
Yeah,
and they show any symptoms, then you got to call them.
yeah.
And then, unfortunately, they'll have to come and trap the
So
animal
she
and
didn't
put
like
it down.
that.
No, she thought that was crazy.
Okay. Interesting.
I got it all on text messages too.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, I think.
she's one flew over the cuckoo's nest, but that's typically some people. I mean, generally people are nuts. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like the baseline is.
The baseline is everybody's kind of nuts.
Everyone's a little off.
So I mean, I just kind of was like, this person's just probably off their rocker a little bit on this, that, and the other. But you know, I mean, there's been like weird times before, and I was just like, I'm gonna leave now. I'll be back later.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like somebody who I met off Craigslist, and then it seemed like, well, she was like doing her own thing type, you know, and then it would be nice. I think that's what her idea was, is
Right.
that there's a guy there,
Yeah,
just in
having a little,
case,
yeah.
and then she goes and has fun or whatever, but then she's got somebody who she
She's
can
got some help
call.
with the rent, but also with
You
some
know,
support. Yeah.
And then that's the other thing too. And
Yeah.
so there was never any sort of, I don't know how you explain it when you just, it's just like friends,
Sure.
It's just like a friend show. You just show up, you're like, hey, yeah, you want some dinner or something? And it's
Yeah, like a
okay, and
good
then I make
roommate
some,
relationship.
and then
right?
I just go in my room and watch YouTube
Yeah.
or whatever after I make dinner.
Have you guys ever had any other fights? Like,
Nothing,
or,
nothing,
nothing big,
nothing
right?
extreme to arguments, with the exception of her polarization of like the political spectrum or who she's voting for or what the narrative is,
Sure.
type thing, like
Okay.
money for war for Ukraine, but then like not seeing the tent cities down the street,
Right.
stuff like that. And it's like,
Sure.
I don't want to talk about this because
That's
you're
fair.
clearly
That's
missing
kinda
the
seems a little normal. Yeah. Okay. I
you're
get
missing
that.
the big
But
problems
no,
here.
like pushing or shoving arguments or yelling,
No.
screaming matches or that kind
No.
of thing. Okay.
And that's the weird part for me, is that
Right.
we'd go to like Dairy Queen and buy
Right.
shit, or
I mean, yeah, you guys
sometimes
were
go to cruisers.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like she had a boyfriend who's named Ron, who I don't know if she sees other people too or that kind of thing. It's none of my
Sure.
business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I told her, if that's your deal,
Yeah, you're like,
that's
I
your
don't-
deal. But like, let me know, because then I could be gone, because I don't need to
Mhm.
be, I don't need to be
Mhm.
around that type, But then if you're having problems, call me, and that's the only time that I ever said, it's like, yeah, I'll go and I'll beat up some dude if they're tripping on you or something. You know what I mean? Like if she's trying to have a night out with some dude and then it gets too much. Like, that sounds weird, but that's what you should do when you're in like that roommate type thing.
Sure,
you know
no,
what I mean?
that's
And that's what her
appropriate.
kids kind of seen me being there for, type of a thing,
Right.
so she could just go and be free.
Right. Well, that's
If that makes
nice.
any
It's Too
sense.
bad it didn't work out.
So,
Okay, well, I want you to take some time with the reports, and and then you and I can talk again in a few days or a week or so.
so it is on the 20th.
Nothing's gonna happen on the 20th. I'm gonna schedule a time for you to testify before then.
Okay.
I think before then. It may happen.
I
It
really,
may have to happen after. I don't know. I just emailed to see what the dates are available.
it just seemed kind of weird that her sister is all involved. Her sister is a real estate person, so maybe she's selling the place, is what
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking.
I
And-
think you may be right.
But the
my
landlord,
read of it is was just her sister was the one she could call for help or for backup or support or whatever the word might be.
when they came with all those people and then they said they had a gun, I just went back into my room and I barricaded the door and I was like,
Did you
what's this?
see a gun?
Once
I
I started
wonder-
reaching like, and I'm
just
a
wonder.
different type of person,
Sure.
so, and we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
If you bring a gun and you're like, I got a gun, okay,
No.
fine, you
Yeah.
can go ahead and stay in that
You're
other room.
fine. Yeah.
Because
But it's not like they were like doing this.
I didn't allow that to even come
Fair.
to be
Good.
the.
Okay. Good.
But they said, you're gonna come out here and talk to us right now. We got a way to protect ourselves to make you talk to us. And it's like,
The
yeah,
drama.
no.
Like we're not doing that.
Well, it's just something that we can't do. It's just something
Like,
that's
well,
not
why
gonna
are we-
happen.
why are we doing
It's
that?
just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
I
not.
appreciate
After
that.
everything else that's happened, that's the dumbest thing to do. Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't
Like,
be.
come on. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, are you gonna bring a fly swatter next? But no, seriously, I just thought to myself, this is really weird, because that's where I see the instigation coming from.
Yeah.
She never had enough money to pay for the place herself, so
Yeah.
I had to file for some sort of, I don't know, it was
Like
like some sort of
support.
financial thing that I
Yeah.
had to write.
Yeah, to get
sign
some
off
help.
on?
Yeah.
So I was technically on the lease there.
Okay.
So I don't know how that works, and then all my stuff I haven't been able to get, because I called the police and I
Right, to try to coordinate.
12 times. 12 times. And then the last time that I offered to go, I was going to meet them at the MAC station, because that if you go too close to the property, that's within the.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden they can go, oh, well, you're within
You're
this
too
area.
close. Yeah.
Oh, time to go to jail.
Yeah.
And man, there was so many cops. I sat there and I had my phone and I was just filming it like this. And I've never seen so many cops checking fares before in my entire life.
Interesting.
There was 11. There was
Well, I know
Portland
they're
police.
trying to crack down on that, but I don't know though.
Typically, what
how they
happens with
deal with
TriMet
that.
is that they'll send a safety response team and then one individual with what looks to be like a
badge.
purse,
Oh yeah.
and then that's
With
really a
tickets.
machine
Yeah.
that they could read your phone or your debit
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
So there's no reason for the police to be out there in that capacity.
that
There
way.
was so many
Unless
of
it was
them.
something else happening.
No, trust me, I sat there and I filmed the entire thing.
Interesting.
They're really goofy.
What I'm gonna do a couple things. So I'm gonna see when we can testify, so you can tell your story to the grand jury to see if the case will move forward or not. But I'm also gonna have an investigator go talk to Bryn and say, what do you want? What is? Can
I'm
we get
just
your shit
worried
back? Can it
that
just be done?
that there was like some medication that I didn't know of, that she was taking some sort of medication or something. Like I remember my Aunt Billy one time, my mom said that she had lost it because she was supposed to be taking lithium. And then all of a sudden
So
one day maybe she's on some sort of drugs and didn't take it.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing that really makes sense here. Because
Okay.
even if it was a pressure to get out to sell the place, we would
Right.
have that conversation.
Yeah, why
and
would
then
you say that you punched her?
you know what I mean. So I'm not sure what's going
I
on
can kind
there.
of see all the rest of it happening as roommates. You know, things
I kind of
can
see
blow up. But
I kind of
to say
see
that
the
you
whole
punched her is crazy.
the sister thing, and then the whole gun involved,
Mhm.
and then the sister showing up for the
Escalating,
arraignment instead
yeah.
of. Because if it was me, and even if I was lying about it, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be really honest. I would punch myself in the face, and I'd show up to the arraignment and be like, "Look what she did to my face!"
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then I would
know,
really
that's
pour
what
it
I'm
on.
trying to,
I'd really pour it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You would- yeah,
I don't
mean-
think that I'd let that slide like that, and it
Yeah,
just seemed
I
really
see your
weird that
logic
she
there.
showed up instead of Bryn.
Yeah, I gotta maybe get someone to have
You
eyes
know
on
what I
Bryn.
mean?
Go see, have someone meet Bryn and see.
Because
kinda what
something just
she's-
doesn't add up
yeah.
here.
So I'll get our investigator to go do that, and then you and I can talk once you kind of have some time with the reports. I don't know what's gonna happen on the 20th. If something will happen before then or not. So just keep in touch.
Okay. And you've been getting my messages,
I get your messages. I don't always
Okay.
get them on time, but I get them.
It's because of the Google voicing. Sometimes it takes
My
time,
Google
but you
Voice
should
is
have
delayed. That's why I don't like to use it.
timestamps.
Yeah, I don't like to use it for like actual conversations because it's delayed. But if you want to give me a message and I can read it later or we can talk about it, then I've gotten that I get that.
So, and then
That makes
Sam
sense.
told me that it was really odd that she did the $2,000 worth of damage and
But
then
then
never
asked for no
filled out.
money.
And
Well,
there's a form that
she
she's
did
supposed
fill
to
out the
fill out.
form, and she said she doesn't want any money back. So usually when someone says I've had $1,000 worth of damage, then they say I want my $1,000 or 800 or whatever it might be, right? It may come out to be a different number in the end, but she checked the box that says no money. So that's what I'm gonna have someone go talk to her.
Okay. And you've talked to her on the phone?
I've not talked to her. I wanted to meet you first.
Okay.
So
Because I
haven't
thought
done
that one
anything
day
with
you
her.
said that you talked to her on the phone.
No, I didn't talk to her.
Because I want to say that I talked to you in June.
I never would have. I never talked. I wouldn't have talked to her without meeting you first. Even though
Okay.
we've talked, I wanted to like do this before I even approached her because I don't usually approach the victims in cases until like the last minute.
Because I was busting out with my phone. I was recording the other phone. I want to say that the recording says that you talked to her and that I was getting ready to move out.
I think that was in either the report
No,
or
no,
in the
Police report.
There's a short recording of her talking about it.
Okay.
So I think that's just in her statements and that I was given.
It just seems weird that there's no substantiation of this whatever altercation, that she didn't show up to the arraignment for that. So I'm just kind of like leaning towards the fact that the sister and these other people knew they're going to get in trouble, and then all of a sudden
they pressed this to move
they
forward.
made
Yeah.
a different situation out of it.
Yeah.
And it makes some sense if you're afraid that you're going to get in trouble,
Right. It
that
does.
you make somebody else get in trouble.
It does. Yeah.
And then the passport thing that happened.
Yeah. I don't know what in the hell that's about.
So
I can't.
again, it just seemed really odd to me because I called back and the place is like, this is Washington County Passport and Taxation Office and this, that, and the other, and somebody filled out a passport and then put your information on there
I don't know if
too.
that's related though.
Well,
I mean, it could be, right? Who fucking knows, right? But those
if I
ladies-
would have taken the expedited case resolution, that would have been a felony charge.
Okay.
Okay, or that it looks like attempting to flee or something like that. So,
Sure.
whatever the cops think,
Right.
At this point, I
That's
think that they just
goofy.
made up a whole bunch of bullshit. But her daughter lives out in Washington County. They didn't check They didn't check the ID of the individual who went, which seems really odd because once they started to ask for the ID, then the individual left a money order of $160 sitting there without
What good
filling
would
it
it
out.
do for having someone just to make it look like you're trying to get a passport?
Yes.
Like not to actually use it.
I mean,
just to use
it doesn't
right?
make any sense to me.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But the correlation of a fake problem
Right.
and
With
then
that, the timing and everything.
and it's like I haven't been able to go and get nothing personal. You guys it's great to have an attorney.
It's been hard. To
But
get,
if I had my stylo, there's I used to go around and build cabinets and stuff like that through
Okay.
Wayfair and Angie's List,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've ran into tons of people. I've got a lawyer that would be like, oh, there's this problem with this right now, and I probably wouldn't even be having any more issues.
I believe that.
You know what I mean?
I believe that.
And so I have never been able to actually work for the guy as well, because he said, okay, well, if you ever intend on calling me for this. And it was like, I was over at his neighbor's house. He walks over to figure out what I'm doing. I'm putting together a gazebo in the backyard. And I'm like, yeah, I could do this for you.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, I'm a lawyer, this, that, and the other. I said, oh, I might need to call you one day. He's like, well, then we can never.
Then
I can
I'm
never
not
pay
working
you.
together.
Yeah, we can never work together because that's a conflict of interest.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
And
Well, I'm sorry it's taken us so long to get to this point, but I think I've got a good idea of what to do, and I'm gonna have somebody talk to Bryn before we do anything else.
let me show you this one.
Okay.
I'll show you this one dime. And so, to give you an idea of how currency is really weird. So some money, when it gets made, it's defective. Now you can't just take it out of the currency place. I'm just gonna grab another tissue because
Is it special?
it is a dime that has been overdone on the planchet.
That what?
Now, if you look at the outside edges,
Because it's like
look at the
been
outside
hammered or
edges.
something? Yeah.
So it's not been hammered. See, that's the key, is that it's not been altered. That's how it came from the mint.
What year is this? Oh, 1991.
And so when you're looking, here's a regular dime.
Okay. Yeah, they're different. Well, slightly, right? With the edge.
So these are something called mint errors.
Oh, okay.
And so in order to take that away from where it was, you actually have to steal it.
Oh, really? Oh, because it's not like real, because it was like throwaway. I mean, it's like a mistake,
It's
right? An error. Oh,
So
interesting.
typically the mint doesn't allow those to leave.
Interesting.
So who knows how much this dime could be worth. So it's on the eye of the beholder. Now, being a YouTuber, people see this stuff and then they go, I want to buy that. And so there's obviously a connection point where people wanted to buy the change that I had as well.
Okay.
I had a penny. I was selling pennies on eBay for about $7 a piece.
Really? That's hilarious.
$7.
That's hilarious and amazing.
$7. You've heard it. You've heard of the term. I'm trying to get $1 out of 15 cents.
Yeah, literally.
Have you
Wow.
ever made $7
Hell no.
off a penny?
Fuck no.
Okay. This penny right here, as soon as it's graded, you know, whatever somebody thinks. One
Interesting.
penny
I
from
love
in
that.
there,
I love that.
somebody
for you.
wanted to pick it up for about $7,000. And
That's
so
crazy.
what their plan was is that they're going to take it, get it graded, and get everything, whatever type of tests done, and then try to sell it in auction. So
That's wild.
it is one of the magical error ones.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to
So it's got a rolled edge
keep
on
my
it.
eye out on those.
Oh yeah. There's two-headed pennies going around. They're worth a couple $1,000,000. Seriously, a two-headed penny. Anyways, so anything
God,
pre-64
I don't even look at my
errors.
coins. I'm gonna have to start looking at them.
A lot of them, if you look, it's hard to find the ones that say Iberty
Okay.
because the L had been pushed all
'cause
the way
L
over.
is off. Oh, interesting.
So there's all these
Start
different
looking
things.
at 'em.
When you start looking at the date, it's supposed to be all lined up. And in the 60s, there
Some of those
was,
are off.
yeah, so it's the ones down here, the 9s all the way up here, that type of stuff, and people go nuts for that.
Really? Okay, I
Yes.
have no idea. I'm gonna start looking.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me work on a couple more answers for you and kind of look at some things, and then we can chat again.
Now, she didn't know about all that, so I don't think that she would go through and steal or do all this to steal my stuff. You know, if
Okay,
that makes any
okay.
sense?
Yes, I get that.
You know what I mean?
I get that. It's just one more thing kind of happening.
I just really wanted my bike back.
Yeah, we need to get your stuff back. That's shitty.
Well, it's been over 3 months now, so she's probably
probably got
thrown it
rid of
away. Yeah,
Because she probably got another roommate, huh?
because how is she going to pay their rent?
Right. I know. That's what I was thinking.
Unless there's something else there where she got some money. Now, I don't know. She last year or so, she started talking about having a brother. This is really odd because I only heard her talk about her son Matt and her daughter Paula. And I've heard of her saying that she had a sister, but I never heard of her saying that she had a brother-in-law or brother
Okay.
named Jerry. And all of a sudden she was worried about Jerry getting some sort of settlement or something from the house, or
Okay.
I don't know what the deal is with that.
That is, yeah.
Which coincidentally, my grandmother, she passed right around that time too. And so I thought I might be getting something there too. I mean, I wasn't very close to my grandma, but my dad told me that I was probably going to be getting something.
Yeah.
So, and now it's been over a year and I haven't heard anything.
No one's called you.
And between the cell towers dipping down.
Well,
That was unique timing too, because I had just gotten done. I literally, if I didn't call right then and there, which that's really weird to call in, because they give you a number, and then you call and you don't know who you're talking to, because they're not like, hey, this is
I know.
Court Street, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Hey, don't be boring, and then that's all you get, and so you don't know which numbers to call, so you got to try to call all of them. Is what I've been trying to do, and then it's hard to keep track of all the numbers. You know, because there's so many fucking numbers that you've got to worry about. Yeah. So then I've been making sure to, you know, call and text the deputy, trying to call that, and then call the number that they send you a text message on. Which it's funny, the day that Joe told me that I didn't have to go to court, I got a text message that day at
That says
8
you
a.m.
do.
Hey, you better be to
Well, you know
you better
what?
be to
It's
court, bitch. And so I go to court.
That
I go to court.
is
So check this
stressful.
out. Check this out. So I call the deputy. He goes, "Yeah, you better be to court, bitch, because I know where you are."
Well, that is stressful because the case was sent
so
over.
So I go. Oh, this is great. So I show up to court, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here to check in." They're like, "What do you mean? You don't have court today?"
Right. You're like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm like, "Look at the." They're like, "You're not allowed to use your phone up here." I was like, "Fucking A." I was like, "Can I get a printout of all this stuff, please?"
That's so annoying.
And then so I took it down to the deputy downstairs, and
Yeah.
he's like,
You're
"Why?
like, I
Why are you
don't-
not in court?" That's the first thing. He's like, "It's 9:45. You should be in court."
Well, it's hard when
And it's like, oh man.
that happens all the time because when those court dates get set over, even though we know that they're not going to happen, they don't get put in the system until
They got put
it happens.
in the system the day before at 4:50.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sometimes it doesn't get put into like that day. Like if your hearing's at 9, sometimes it doesn't get put in until 9:02. So everyone's there like.
So I got this text message
it's
at 8 in the
scary.
morning, and I was like, okay.
Well, I'm sorry about that. But thank you for being in touch and being proactive about meeting and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to get an investigator to talk to Bryn. I'm gonna you and I can set a call or another meeting when you have, if you look over the reports and have questions or comments or concerns about differences or non-differences or whatever.
I
And
just,
then we'll set a time for you to go testify about what happened or didn't happen.
man,
Okay?
because, so anyways, yeah. I try to keep vlogging everything, so that's what I do, and I don't know.
Well, good.
I don't know. It was really weird when I had to go to the hospital on the 31st of March, and Bryn's been there to get me out of Adventist before when I had like I felt like I was having like a heart problem or something, so I went in and I stayed there, and then she came and picked me up there one time. So when I went on the 31st, I had a wounded foot really bad. The emergency contact was listed as Brian.
Oh, that's another one where it said Brian.
So, and then on the deputy's by wheelie report, it's listed as Brian.
I know.
So the thing is that neither one of those entities are connected, but they knew Adventist Hospital knows that who my emergency contact
the way
was.
she spells Bryn. Well, yeah, I think it's the way she spells Bryn.
One place maybe, two places.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
something
Yeah.
not right about that. And the thing is to have different numbers. I've got the thing for Adventist, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This isn't my
Are
emergency
you
contact.
physically okay now?
Yeah. That was weird.
Your birthday just happened.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Yep. I'm old now, 39.
39. One more to the big 4-0. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get some stuff worked on, and then we'll chat about it. Okay.
Okay. Watch, she's
Try to
sitting
stay
in a
cool. It's supposed to be
condo.
Fucking 100 degrees today. So try to stay.
Yeah,
cool.
it totally miffed me, and I haven't been by the property because
Good.
here's the thing with the civil standby. The first time they tried to get me to go by there, and they made me wait 6 hours before they could send me back. I know what they're trying to do is make it so I get frustrated. Just
Yeah,
call
so
it.
get it,
And
yeah.
then this one comes like, well, look, she stuck your friends go over there.
Thanks.
That's okay.
I was like, yeah.
That's
Good job.
any form of contact is bad, you know.
Well, great job.
Anyways,
Joe, your call's at 10:30. That was fast. Okay, all right.
I don't know. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice
Have a
to
good one.
see you. Nice to meet you.